Okay guys, episode 3 had me sitting up off my couch more than once, okay? We got Kanan letting his mama go for real this time. We got Rack making moves on Unique's old corners. We got a whole Jukebox storyline I did not expect. And Flossie? Flossie might be playing a longer game than any of us realize. Grab your snack because we are going through this one piece by piece. Let's get into it. So we open with Breeze and Kanan rolling up on Unique's old corners trying to talk the youngins into working with them. And these boys are not having it. They tell Breeze and Kanan straight up, if Unique's gone, that's their corner now. And they bring up Akbar's death, basically saying that's not going unanswered. And then Breeze just shoots the leader of the corner. Right there. Chaos breaks out immediately. I need us to sit with how fast Breeze moves to violence. He's not negotiating, he's not building relationships, he's just removing obstacles. That's a different energy than even Rack, who at least pretends to talk first. Breeze doesn't even pretend. Rack and Marvin are meeting with Flossie's girls, and Rack is laying out the new structure, exclusively delivery, no escort services attached to the work. She's building something cleaner, more controlled. This is Rack doing what Rack does best, taking something messy and turning it into a real operation. She's not just moving product, she's building infrastructure. Okay, so Jukebox pops up at Garcia's house again, and he's heated that she keeps doing that. But this time her message is different. She's basically offering him a job. Come work for them, because the police definitely aren't paying him enough. Especially with another baby on the way, plus the 2 he already has. Garcia tells her to leave, says she has no idea what she's getting herself into. Now I have thoughts about this. Jukebox trying to flip a cop is bold, but it's also smart in a way. She's reading him. She knows he's stretched thin financially. The question is whether Garcia's pride and his badge mean more to him than his bank account. We're about to find out. Back at Cafe Vu, Flossie tells Marvin he's a real character, and he says he's always himself, simple as that. Then she invites him for a drink later, clarifies she's not propositioning him. She just likes to really understand the people she's working with. Flossie is observing everybody. She's not just here for the money, she's studying the whole operation, studying the people in it. Keep an eye on her, sis, because she gives me she's 3 steps ahead energy. Stefano pulls up on Bernardi, Rack's new Manhattan partner, telling him he doesn't like them working together. Bernardi tells him respectfully his issue with Rack has nothing to do with him. Stefano comes back with, if you respected me, you wouldn't have accepted her deal in the first place. And he leaves. That's a man drawing a line in the sand without raising his voice. Stefano doesn't need to yell to be threatening, and that's exactly why he's dangerous. This scene. Kanan and Jukebox are at a restaurant, and he tells her the police claim they had nothing to do with Famous's death, and he's actually starting to believe them. Jukebox tells him don't trust them, they stay bullshittin', which is facts. Then Kanan apologizes for pulling the gun on her that night. She tells him it's fine. Honestly, that wasn't even the worst part of the night. He admits he feels, and I quote, fucked up about Lou. But then Jukebox brings up what happened between him and Rack, and Kanan finally says it plainly. She's doing the same thing again, telling him what to do and what not. And he tells Jukebox he is done with his mother, forever. I need y'all to understand we've heard him say this before, but something about the way he says it this time feels different. It's not heated, it's calm. And calm finality is scarier than anger, honestly. Marvin's out on the block asking about Unique, and the boys at the barbershop tell him they haven't seen him, but word is Unique's been doing business with Kanan and some kid named Breeze. Then we cut to Kanan actually at Breeze's spot. And Breeze is talking about ruling the south side, claiming Unique's corners as his own now. Kanan says he just wants to look after his bike guys. Breeze tells him that's peanuts, they're chasing a bigger bag now. And Taz, predictably, is sitting in the background being jealous as usual. Rack meets with a real estate agent about selling one of her properties, and he tells her there's been a recent murder in the area, so people aren't coming to view it. Rack calls him out. When he was selling her the property, it was all sweet talk. Now suddenly there's a problem. She tells him to find a buyer anyway, and she'll give him a nice cut. Rack does not accept no as an answer in any room she walks into. That's just who she is at this point. Marvin rushes to Kanan's apartment asking if he's really doing business with Unique. Kanan says the block got it twisted. It was just a few conversations with Breeze that didn't go anywhere. Then Kanan casually, almost teasingly, tells Marvin if he's looking for a job, he's hiring. Marvin is not here for that. He tells Kanan straight up, I don't work for you, you work for me. That's how it works. This right here is the generational power struggle of the whole show in one conversation, y'all. Kanan is starting to see himself as the one calling shots, and Marvin is reminding him of the actual hierarchy. That tension is not going away. Marvin updates Rack. Kanan offered him work. He's rolling with a new kid called Breeze now, and Unique's supposedly on the run. Rack caught off guard. The house keeps pulling her back to lose Death. The memory clings to the walls. In the kitchen, she tells Marvin to forget Unique. His crew's getting wiped out with no pushback, which to her means he's finished. Convenient timing though, Rack needs Marvin looking anywhere but there. Stefano meets with Kanan directly about his issue with Rack, tells him she's now working Manhattan with Bernardi and Flossie's help, and that it's embarrassing him. Kanan tells him if Rack's out of Queens, then they're good. Stefano just wants to make sure his beef with Rack doesn't bleed into his business with Kanan. Kanan assures him they're solid. Kanan is learning real fast how to separate personal beef from business relationships. That's a skill that's going to serve him well or destroy him completely, depending on how far he takes it. Marvin pulls up to Flossie's place, clearly impressed by how she lives. He notices pictures of her daughter and asks about them, and she tells him her daughter passed. And those photos are from a Jewish coming-of-age ritual for when kids turn 13. Marvin apologizes, but she tells him that's not why she invited him over. She wants to actually get to know him as a man, and points out that most men wouldn't handle being number two to a woman as well as he does. Flossie keeps showing us layers. There's real grief under that polished exterior, and she's genuinely curious about Marvin in a way that feels different from business. Breeze updates Snaps and Pops, and they ask what he's hearing about Unique. He says nothing. Unique's just out there taking corners with no response. Snaps warns him to be careful, reminding him Unique has declared himself dead before and came back. They tell him Unique couldn't handle the street pressure, so this time he's really done. Foreshadowing alert, y'all. The show keeps reminding us not to count Unique out completely. Garcia comes back to Jukebox's place with his answer on the business proposal after naming his price. He tells her there's no going back now. So Garcia's in. That's a huge shift for this season. A cop on the payroll changes everything moving forward. Jukebox tells Marvin he should leave the South Side, go somewhere else. He says he can't, but she can. Jukebox tells him she can't leave him there alone because he always needs someone watching his back. They land on her working for him as a bartender at Café Vu. This is Jukebox choosing family loyalty over her own safety, and that's a theme we keep seeing with her. She protects people, even when it costs her. Meanwhile, Taz pulls up on Kanan at his spot, talking about how he's not going anywhere, was there before him, will be there after him. Kanan completely ignores him, stays focused on work. Taz's resentment is becoming a real problem, and Kanan doesn't even register it as a threat yet. Marvin brings Jukebox into Café Vu, shows her how the distribution runs, tells her he still hates that she's working for him now. Then Rack shows up and tells Jukebox that Marvin said she was down with them. Rack reminds her of everything she said about this life before, but here she is now, working for her. Jukebox corrects her immediately. She's working for her dad, not with Rack. That distinction matters so much. Jukebox is drawing a hard line about whose side she's actually on, even while standing in the same building as Rack's operation. We also see Tiana, one of Flossie's girls, making her first delivery drop at a corporate building in Manhattan. The new system is officially running, and then the episode closes on Tiana heading to Kanan's apartment. What is Kanan up to? Or is this actually about what Flossie is up to, using her girl to get close to him? I don't know yet, but I am suspicious. Okay, that's episode 3. Kanan cut Rack off for real this time. Garcia is officially compromised. Jukebox is juggling family loyalty and her own heart. and now Tiana's at Kanan's door for reasons we don't fully understand yet. Tell me in the comments, what do you think Flossie's real angle is? Is she just business, or is something bigger going on? Like this video if it helped, subscribe so you don't miss episode 4, and I will see you next week.